Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion is the secret of hydromancy. This is going to give people some more food for thought about reality that takes place beyond your perceptions and what you are aware of. Hydromancy, for want of a better term, is the ability to energetically manipulate and encode water, or, in other words, water magic. The original intelligent species that was hybridized into the Anunnaki were fishes on their watery planet Nibiru. They were experts in energetically manipulating the water environment in which they lived. So they knew all about hydromancy. They were very adept at it. One of the reasons the Orioners wanted to hybridize with that race is so they could get the secrets of hydromancy. I want to bust a couple of myths here. Christians are familiar with the story of Jesus walking on the water and calming the seas and all this stuff. The fact of the matter is, Jesus never walked on the water. There was never any miracle of that nature. But I'll tell you what is the genuine miracle, and that is each and every one of you is water walking. The human body is like 85% water. So stop and think about a species of beings that knows how to energetically manipulate water. And they can expel water to infect water, so to speak. If you look at virtually every religion on the planet, they all have water rituals associated with their practices. Christians have baptism. They sprinkle the third eye and the crown on a baby in the Catholic Church, or they go through full immersion baptism in other Protestant religions. Islamics utilize water to wash their hands and feet and sprinkle their head before they go to prayer call. Buddhists have water rituals. Hindus have water rituals. What I'm sharing here, I shared in We Are Not Alone Part 1. If one knows how to energetically program water, say, let's call it holy water, right? And you take that expelled water and you baptize or sprinkle or utilize it in some other religious format, then you create a form of tyrannical bonding. There is a book in the Nag Hammadi library, a text called The Paraphrase of Shem. And this is how I discovered this, by the way. The author was criticizing baptism, and he was talking about water going under the bondage of water. And I puzzled on this for a long time, thinking, what the hell does that mean? How does water go under the bondage of water? And then this magic, energetic expelment of water, which creates a binding program, a binding spell upon those who go through these water rituals. It struck me. And this is what they're doing. This is another energy harnessing program. Just like you giving it all up to God, when you go into those baptismal situations, or if you go into a Catholic church and you dip your fingers in the font and do your holy cross, you're just expelling yourselves. You're taking the expelled water and you're expelling the water in your body and binding yourself to the institution, which allows them to, again, steal your power. People have no concept about the reality that surrounds them. The scientific materialists will say, oh, that's just bullshit. It's just mystical, fancy, and all this other kind of stuff. But you have to ask yourself, if I'm full of shit and I'm wrong on this, why do all these religions have these water rituals? What Christians don't know is that the practice of immersion baptism goes all the way back to the cult of Isis. A lot of people don't know it. You know, the Christian propaganda mill has done a very superb job in whitewashing history. But had Augustus Caesar not kicked Antony and Cleopatra's ass way back when, you would probably be worshiping Isis today instead of the patriarchal god, Jupiter, Zeus, Yahweh, whatever name you want to call him. It was the major competing cult with the patriarchal religions of Rome. And they managed to stamp it out. But they didn't stamp out all the elements of the ISIS cult because many of them got grafted wholesale onto Christianity. Baptism, worship of the mother goddess hiding behind the image of the Mother Mary. If you look at the image of Mary and the baby Jesus, it is nothing but an adaptation of the ancient Egyptian goddess Isis and her son Horus. The statuary is almost identical. Go look at it. You'll find out. You're going to find out how much of Christianity is a hybridization of a patriarchal system that competed with a mother goddess system. The baby Jesus is the baby Horus. And there's a lot more of this information in the books we've presented and what's coming up. But all you folks, particularly Catholics and Muslims, that are going in there and performing these water rituals every time you go to prayers or mass or whatever, all you're doing is putting yourself under the spell and giving up your own power to these belief systems. They're stealing it from you. They're masking it, saying, oh, God demands this of you. Well, okay, that's fine. Who's God and why is he demanding that I put the water in my body under the spell of the water of your blessed holy churches and shit like that? You see, ladies and gentlemen, the tyranny is rampant. It goes all around you, right in front of your face, and you don't have a fucking clue what you're doing. You just do it because that's the tradition. That's the religion. That's what it all mandates as the rituals that you must perform to be right with God. I just thought I would present this so we could bust another illusionary bubble and welcome you to the war. Because this is the shit we're here to combat. This is just another nasty, ill-gotten phase of tyranny to control your energies and your consciousness on a subliminal level. And you don't have a clue what they're doing. You just do it. You just go through the motions and think that there's something holy to it, when in fact it's nothing but masqueraded tyranny, another fabrication to steal your power. And that's all I wanted to share. So those of you doing the work, stay the course and don't give up on yourselves. And you might want to think about these ritualistic things you do and what's really behind them.